Right. So today we're going deep on Animal Farm.
Yeah, Animal Farm. It's a, deceptively simple story,
It is.
but man, so relevant
It really is.
for today.
To how power dynamics work anywhere.
Absolutely.
Our source material is obviously the book itself.
Yep.
This allegory for political systems and how they operate. And our mission is for you listening to walk away with a clear understanding of some of the key lessons about power and how easily it corrupts and how that affects societies.
And we're going to do that without getting too bogged down
Yes.
in all the, the literary criticism.
Exactly.
So it could go
straight to the useful stuff.
Practical application.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think a good place to start is just that the allure of power and how seductive it can be.
Right, and how it can twist even the best of intentions.
Right, and I think that's what's so fascinating about Animal Farm is that these animals start out with this idea of a truly equal society.
It sounds so good.
Right, like who doesn't want that? But you see how quickly that vision starts to unravel.
Yeah.
And the pigs...
They're supposed to be leading the charge.
Right, they step up.
Right.
Seemingly to guide everyone towards this utopia, but they become the very thing they overthrew.
It's like they don't even realize it's happening.
Well, and that's what's so insidious about it. It's this gradual erosion of their principles.
Right.
It starts with these seemingly small concessions.
Right.
Maybe the pigs, they need a little extra rest because they're, burdened by decision making.
Right. They're using their brains more so. They need more food to keep those brains going.
But then those small concessions, they start to normalize inequality.
They become the rule, not the exception.
Exactly. And it opens the door for further self-interest.
Right. Like, well, now that I'm sleeping in and I'm eating more,
right,
what else can I get away with?
Right. What other privileges can I accrue?
It's like you can almost see it happening right in front of you.
Yep.
That slide from everybody's, pitching in, everybody's working together to, the pigs, they're calling all the shots now.
Right.
They're living, high on the hog, so to speak.
Literally high on the hog.
Yeah, right. But it really makes you think about how any group, even with those noble intentions, can end up creating these new divisions.
Right, and that sort of highlights this real challenge of maintaining equality, which is, something that all of the animals clearly longed for. That was the whole point of the rebellion.
Right.
But almost immediately you see these hierarchies start to emerge.
Yeah, you can't escape it.
Well, and I think if we connect this to the bigger picture for you listening, think about how this plays out in any group or society.
This is happening everywhere, right?
Everywhere, even with stated egalitarian goals.
Yeah.
Often you see these natural power dynamics take hold.
Yeah, it's like human nature almost.
Yeah.
To fall into those.
Right.
To fall into those roles.
And one of the ways that those roles are established and reinforced is through language itself.
It's like language is the tool that
it is.
Power uses here.
Or how language can be bent and used.
Right. And I think Squealer is such a perfect example of that in the book.
Squealer is fascinating because he's so good at it.
It really is.
He twists language to redefine terms and justify the pig's actions.
It's amazing. And everybody just believes him.
And it's not just a literary device.
Right.
I mean, think about how this plays out in the real world.
Right.
Think about how political discourse today
all the time
can be framed to obscure uncomfortable truths or to demonize opposition.
It's like the same playbook.
It's a similar tactic at play, and I think for you, understanding Squealer's role is key to recognizing how propaganda can function in any context, even today.
It makes you really look twice at what you're hearing and reading.
Absolutely.
And question things more critically.
Be discerning.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is that the animals who are most vulnerable to this kind of manipulation are the ones who don't have that critical understanding.
The ones who just sort of take things at face value.
Exactly. They're unable to read. They can't question what they're being told.
Right.
And so they're left completely at the mercy of the pig's narrative.
Of whatever Squealer's telling them at that moment.
Exactly. And I think this is sort of an aha moment for you.
Yeah.
It really underscores the value of your own pursuit of knowledge.
Right.
Being informed isn't just about knowing facts.
It's about being able...
It's a crucial defense.
Yeah, to protect yourself.
Absolutely.
Against that manipulation. But then you've got the pigs. They also resort to just outright fear to keep everybody in line.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
Napoleon's dogs.
I mean, come on.
Right.
Vicious dogs.
They create an atmosphere where if you even think about questioning the pigs,
Yeah, you're going to get attacked.
you are risking your safety.
Yeah, it's scary.
Right. And it's fascinating how effective fear can be
Oh, yeah.
at silencing dissent and maintaining control, even when it's clear that things have gone wrong.
Even when it's clear that things are unjust.
Even when injustice is blatant.
Yeah, and this whole idea that revolution doesn't always lead to a better outcome.
Right.
The animals, they traded one oppressor for another.
Exactly. They got rid of Mr. Jones.
Yeah.
They had this vision of this beautiful egalitarian farm, but they ended up with something far worse.
Yeah, they're worse off than they were before.
And I think it's a stark reminder that, just because you overthrow a system doesn't mean that you're automatically going to have something better.
Right, you have to put something better in its place.
And you have to have safeguards in place to prevent that new form of tyranny from emerging.
Right. What are those safeguards?
Yeah.
It's a really important question.
It is.
And it's interesting to think about how much of this failure was due to just the unquestioning loyalty.
Yeah. Of some of the animals, particularly Boxer.
Oh, Boxer.
Right. I mean, his unwavering devotion.
Yeah.
Despite all of the clear signs of corruption.
Yeah, he's so strong and so hardworking.
And ultimately, it leads to his tragic end.
It's heartbreaking.
It is, and it really highlights the danger of following leaders blindly without critical thought.
Without questioning.
Absolutely. And it's a really, memorable detail, I think, for you, illustrating this point.
You don't forget Boxer.
No.
And, and the pigs, once they're in charge, they even start to rewrite their own rules.
Yeah, the changing of the commandments on the barn wall.
Yeah, it's so blatant.
It is so blatant. It's a powerful symbol of how those in power can manipulate history and truth.
Right. They just change it to suit them at the moment.
To suit their needs.
And nobody seems to remember what the original one was.
Right, or they're too afraid to speak up about it.
Right, exactly.
And I think if we connect this to the bigger picture for you, consider how narratives are constructed and controlled. Yeah.
In various aspects of society.
Whose story's being told and who benefits from that story.
Exactly.
And it's scary to think that that happens all the time.
It does.
And meanwhile, the pigs are all, they claim that all of this is for the greater good.
Of course.
It's for the benefit of all the animals.
This is a classic tactic, right?
Yeah.
Self-interest masquerading.
As the common good.
As the common good.
Yeah.
They're prioritizing their own comfort and their own power.
Right.
While claiming it benefits everyone.
Right. But you see them, they're getting fat. They're, they're living in the farmhouse.
They're taking all the milk and apples for themselves.
Right. Yeah.
So it's clearly not for the greater good.
And this raises, I think, an important question for you listening. How can you discern when leaders are truly serving the collective versus their own ambitions?
What are the signs?
What should you be looking for? And ultimately, the story shows what happens when people just don't speak up. Yes, the apathy of the other animals, their failure to resist, even when they see...
When they see with their own eyes?
With their own eyes.
What's going on?
The injustices.
Yeah.
That allows the pig's oppression to thrive.
It makes you wonder, why they remain passive.
Yeah, why do you think that is?
Is it fear?
Is it fear? Is it a belief that things will eventually improve? If they just keep their heads down, it'll all work out in the end.
Yeah.
And I think this passivity is a crucial element to consider in any societal structure.
In your own life even.
Absolutely.
So Animal Farm, it really does, it lays bare all of these timeless issues.
It does.
Of power and how equality is so fragile and how easy it is to manipulate people.
Absolutely.
And really the importance of staying informed and engaged.
And questioning everything.
Yeah.
And to leave you with a final thought.
Yes.
Consider how these dynamics that we've been talking about, the allure of power, the manipulation of truth, the importance of vigilance. Yeah. How are these playing out in different contexts around you today?
How are you seeing this?
Right. Look beyond the allegorical farm and see the echoes in our own world.
It's everywhere.
It is.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.